different. Don't tell me that, don't you tell me this. Prove me wrong. Can't stand a bitch who will lie to me. Show me different. Don't tell me that, don't you tell me this. I really wish you proved me wrong, but all you do is talk too much. Worry about your hair and nails instead of something else. How about the lies you tell? Honestly, I gave you the world, still you ask for more. Can't believe my feelings hurt. Inside my mind is war. Can't take it anymore. Can't take it anymore. Everything I do make it worse. No, it ain't what it seems.
So I had a session this morning, but I didn't actually film it with the mic plugged in right, so I didn't get any audio for the first half of this vlog. But if it looks a little different, I'm about to explain why. What's up, guys? So I did something. I got a new camera. The new Sony A7 III. Well, not new, but it's new for me. Watch this. Boom, crop mode. Now we can zoom even further. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful.
I gave you the world. You asked for more. Why the fuck you?
So, if you're a Canon fanboy like I've always been, you're probably wondering why I left Canon. You know, their autofocus is amazing. Their colors are perfect. Why would I leave? So I've been shooting on the 80D for the past year and a half. I got this in spring of 2018, and I almost instantly broke it. If you guys remember last summer, I went to California. You're kidding me. Rice is the biggest savior ever. My camera died earlier today.
Died. Like when I'm saying, when he says died, he means died. Like
died. It actually died. And ever since, it really hasn't worked. And so now when I try to turn it on, this is what happens. Nothing, bro. Error. Sick, right? So, yeah, it's pretty much a paperweight. Sometimes I can get it to take pictures. Sometimes. So, it just doesn't work anymore. And I've been wanting to switch to full frame for the longest time. I was saving up for a 1DX when I got injured, and so I just cheaped out and bought this instead. I probably should have just got a different camera, but I loved Canon, and I was like, yo, I might as well get this camera. It's durable, it's perfect for what I need, and yeah, that's why I chose this. I've always been a Canon fanboy. I've always loved Canon. Ever since I got my first DSLR, I fell in love with Canon. Just their colors, so I've always been a diehard Canon fan for as long as I can remember. But my first camera was actually a Sony. So why am I switching back to Sony? Well, this was my first camera I bought, I think almost 6 or 7 years ago. I think I was 11 when I bought it, so that would be 7.5 years ago. This was my very first camera ever. The first camera that I ever bought was this this Sony 20 megapixels, so it's pretty good. But it's literally just like this point and shoot weird DSLR wannabe super zoom crazy thing, and it was a lot of fun, except for this lens cap. But it was a lot of fun. That's really what got me into photography. When I was like 11-12 years old and didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, I started obsessing over YouTube. And so what did I do? I went out and bought a camera that I pretty much never used for YouTube because I didn't know how to edit. So I just ended up using my phone. But what counts is that this was my first camera. This was the first actual handheld camera that wasn't my phone or my iPad or something else that I had to take pictures with. And this is what started my love for photography. I knew I loved watching YouTube videos, I knew all that, and so I wanted to make YouTube videos. So I got a camera, and I couldn't figure out how to get these files on my phone to edit them in my iMovie app. So I just ended up taking a bunch of pictures. And so that's what got me into cameras. Then I had a T3i, then I got my ADD, and now we're finally in the full frame league, and I have a Sony a7 III. So why did I switch to Sony? The only camera that Canon really has to compete with the Sony line of cameras right now is the 1DX and the Canon EOS R. And the EOS R is not the best. It's a great photo camera, don't get me wrong, but for videos it just does 1080-60, kind of like my ADD right here. It does do 4K, but what I'm really after is that slow-mo, the cinematics. That's what I do. And so I'm looking for that 120p, you know? And the only Canon camera that offers that is the 1DX, which is $6 grand. And so after a lot of thinking, and after I could finally get my hands on this Tamron lens, it just made all the sense in the world, you know? And the results are beautiful. So yeah, I'm now a Sony user. I never thought I would ever be saying that, honestly. I've been a Canon fan since I've really been into cameras, but I officially switched back to Sony. But I think it's worth it. You know, everything fluctuates in the market. Right now, Sony has the upper hand for price over quality and what you get for your money. Canon's dropping a bunch of new cameras coming soon, but for right now, I can't afford all that. I kind of need to get the more budget stuff. So since the Sony a7 III is such a good deal for the price, and since the Tamron lens is just restocked with the perfect wide angle that I needed, it just made perfect sense. So for right now, Canon just didn't have what I needed, and I couldn't afford a 1DX. So that's what you got. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this video. Do you guys like the mood lighting? I mean, I like them. My mom sent me like a little care package since I moved out, and it was kind of cute. And I got those lights, so now we have a vibe. Now we can do videos here. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today's video. Just wanted to show you guys my new camera, kind of show off some of the slow-mo, some of the fun stuff, explain why I switched to Sony. This isn't a real breakdown, a real review, real anything. This is just me talking about my feelings and what made me switch to Sony for right now. Deep down, Canon has my heart. They always will, they always have been. So someday when I'm doing this just for fun, when I can retire someday and just keep chasing my passion of making these videos, I'm always gonna side with Canon. But for right now, it made the most sense for me as a business to invest in a Sony camera. So yeah, that's just a little update on my life. I will be dropping a full review of this setup, as well as a comparison to my Canon ADD if you guys want that. I know it's kind of a huge gap in terms of everything, but if you want to see a comparison of kind of the ecosystem of Canon versus the ecosystem of Sony and just some of the differences, if you were thinking about switching, I could do a video on that as well. Just some of the ideas I've been having with this new camera. Of course, expect a ton of cinematics and short film type stuff coming out soon, especially be on the lookout on my Instagram, just because there's going to be a lot of fun stuff on there. But yeah, that's just my opinions video on why I switched to Sony. Hopefully I'm not disappointed with this camera. So far I am blown away by the quality, and just there's so many features on this camera that I just overlooked, and it's insane. So if you want a full in-depth review, comment down below. I know that's coming. And if you want to see a comparison versus the Canon camera, comment down below as well, or any other ideas you guys want to see with the new camera. But this is just the first day having it, so don't expect too much. But yeah, that's really gonna be it. So that's basically it, and as always, see y'all later. Bye. I hope this was all in focus. I don't have a flip out screen anymore, so it's a little weird getting used to, but hey, At least it's 4K.
Nowadays it's like I can't find help in this bitch, yeah. I'ma get a back, spend it and get it right back, yeah. I just lose myself, but I don't tend to like that, yeah. I think that I'm losing health, but I'ma get it back, yeah. I just caught some Fendi, I just wasted a whole rack, yeah. I just bought some new clothes, pull some new
Spencer X to get my neck frost.